Well, we're live, so I
Hey,
hope
what's
you're
going on,
ready.
YouTube? Kenny here, and we have Marcus, and we have Tommy Bahama again with his famous, ever so famous Tommy Bahama shirt. Anyways, thanks for joining us today. It's an interesting day in the markets. A lot of bleeding, a lot of blood in the markets for damn sure. So, hopefully, you're all holding on tight. We're going to talk about what we think the markets are going to do, and just kind of think about, life in general. So, if you're new to this channel, Redcliffe Research. Marcus thinks we're a think tank. I still say we're a research firm. We're gonna figure that one out. But essentially, we are data heavy, quant driven research slash think tank that deals a lot with anomaly detection, looking for signal in the noise. All right, now that you know who we are, if you're new, let's get on with it. So this is the Consumer Confidence Index from UMISH, and it's printing amazingly low. Obviously, this is backward looking, but it should be contrarian. This is according to the folks at Fundstrat that kind of pulled out this data and visualized it. Anyways, as you can see here, when we have what's up, Tommy?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, when you see, as you see here, when you have super negative readings right here, like 10.9 and 15.2, most of the time, 81 and 85% of the time, the S&P performs very well. So let's say hi to everybody. We just got Yamit and Bem. We got Cool in here. Cool. What's up, everybody? Okay, so we can actually break this down a little bit further. And if you see here, when you kind of pull it out by sector, essentially consumer confidence versus discretionary spending, right? Discretionary performs a lot better. And I got the Tommy face. Marcus, are you seeing the Tommy drop off?
Yeah, I think his intergalactic background sucked him up.
Yeah.
He's in a black hole.
No.
It was
I ain't gone.
oh,
I'm
there
back.
it is. Okay.
Oh, he's back. Oh, good.
Don't worry about me. I'm stronger than ever.
All right, all right. Nice.
I was
Oh,
worried
man,
that his
okay.
shirt like sucked him into another dimension.
Yeah. uh, anyways, yeah. So consumer discretionary. So if you're thinking consumer discretionary, let me throw this at you, Tommy and Marcus. What is the one thing that say like put your mind in the head of like so pretend you got a stimulus check, right? What are you buying? What are you buying? Apparently, let me before you tell me what you were gonna buy because we're gonna forecast this. Prada. Did you hear about this?
Prada?
So Prada, that's like a luxury brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of their sales, and like they polled all these people that like went into their stores or whatever like that, were all like people on like unemployment and stimulus check money. Like, hey, I finally have enough to afford a Prada. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, now let me pass it to you, Tommy. What are you buying?
Okay. Well, first of all, Stimmy's gone. That was gone like the first
Yeah.
week. So
Okay.
when you makes it rain, you makes it rain.
You're taking too long. It's not gonna be an honest answer. You don't want anything. Seems like.
No, I mean honestly, I think I bought some airfare somewhere, but that was about it. I think I was like really betting that we were making it out of this COVID hellhole.
Mm. You don't want an extra gas can for your Defender,
That's gone. Sold that.
Marcus. What about you?
I'm buying graphics cards,
Nice.
one or multiple, and then reselling them at a higher price.
So it looks like Yaya's on here too. What's up, Yaya? All right. So this is from JP Morgan. They are essentially saying the same thing. Here's the thing. If you're worried about a 2018 situation, where everything's sold off, essentially what Mr. PhD here is trying to say is that there is not a high correlation in assets right now. So it would take a lot more to sell off. So just kind of quoting this because it's an interesting article.
What's Volmageddon?
What's that?
Volmageddon.
Where's that?
After the number 2018. We got to look that up at some point.
Volmageddon. No, I didn't. I just kind of skipped over that.
That's a great name. We gotta do some research on
That's
that
a
one.
great name. Maybe that's the name of our new YouTube channel. Volmageddon. That sounds great. It sounds amazing. Yeah. So okay. Anyways, there's that. Hey, this is super old news. The only reason I'm showing you this is because this is the pro subscription, and July 16th they just posted this article. So if you're wondering what you get for the pro subscription to CNBC Pro, you get articles that are about 3 months old. But I only bring that up because we took a little bit of a short position on RQ because we feel like Tesla is going to be under pressure here with the big kind of audit in their AI. Anyways, he had 2,355 put contracts against Kathy. And in fact, I wish I would have found the article. I was reading an article about it, and there was a big rebuttal from ARK and Kathy. She was basically like, "Hey, Michael Berry just doesn't understand innovation," and I love it when smart people tell other smart people they don't understand something. I just fucking love it. I'm just like, yes, please, let's talk. Let's hear what you got to say. I wasn't really impressed by what she had to say though. So it's whatever. The idea here is, for me, it's like, there was a run up. It was very well received, and I think it was very, what's the word? It was, it should have happened, right? It's fine. It's fine that the run up with RK and RQ happened, and it should have happened. I think that's just completely fine, and I think that we do need to be investing in companies that are looking at growth and innovation. That said, we're way past the point where I want to throw any kind of money into RK or RQ. And so, right now.
Did you ever want to throw money into ARK?
Which one? Which
Either.
fund? No. Yeah. See, the problem. Here's another problem with them, right? Because the way that they, the way that they allocate their, they got to play ETF games, man. So I would never, like, somebody who is as active as me shouldn't be in these kind of funds. But I guess if you're like Tommy Bahama, for instance, and you're like, dude, I think Tesla is a good company, and this ARK lady, she's gonna invest in the best stocks, guaranteed 100% at the time, they're gonna invest in it. So yeah, that's a good question, Marcus. Would you ever invest in it?
Me? No.
Yeah, I just
No.
asked.
I do my own diversification.
No?
I don't need someone else to
Was that-
diversify for
Was
me.
that a French no? Like
No. NON.
Honestly, too. I mean, I think I would be the kind of guy that would invest in something like ARK because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But also though, like when you throw like a space, ETF out there and half of it's like Caterpillar and other stuff. I mean, great because of the stimulus.
Caterpillar's a great company, but let's talk shit about John Deere. Say something about John Deere instead, Tommy.
But
Tommy, some of us got positions in Cat here. Relax.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I funded my honeymoon, so I ain't mad about it. Appreciate you, Kenny. But yeah, I don't know though. I'm like, I have to take a look at this innovation fund and be like, is it really innovation, or are you just padding this this whole fund with like your favorite like basic plays?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's right. Yeah, anybody who's active in the market, I don't think should be in funds. They should actively be trying to beat the market. And I mean, like, for what it's worth, even Warren Buffett's like, hey, if I had sub $1 million, 40% every year, guaranteed, right? So it's not that. It's just the fact that, like, retail money, if you're smart about it, you should be able to make some really good decisions, and decisions that probably blow out most funds out of the water. Because, even for like ARK, right? If they want to hold more than 5% at weight of any stock, they literally have to file a form that says, okay, we're going to be overweight here up to 10% or some crap like that. I don't remember the number. Maybe Marcus, but I just know that like they can't buy any individual stock more than a certain weight.
It just seems like investing with extra steps, and I don't like it.
Oh man, Kia's here. Charlie's here. What's up, Charlie?
What's up, Charlie?
Got a bunch of OGs up in here.
Welcome back.
All right.
Oh, guys, good news. Tommy is entering orbit. He's left the galaxy.
Damn, you're almost there, Tommy.
You're almost back.
Yes.
I'm glad we got Tommy a new. This funny thing is we got Tommy a camera that he can put like straight in front of him, but he's still canted to the side. Like he still has a quarter of a knuckle camera.
I mean, like again, I don't know. What you want from me? Knuckle camera, like more angle, like
most people. Tommy, most people put the camera straight on.
Kia is just surprised that Tommy's not on a flight or fishing right now. So you got a point.
Tommy, do we have muting powers? Can we mute Tommy while we talk smack about him?
Yeah, We can mute Tommy. Oh, there it is. I don't know if we
there it
should though. Look at those
Okay, now that looks
wild
good.
horses.
Text this. What's up, Luke? Luke's here. Man,
Oh,
Luke, you haven't been around the chat for a while. What are you doing, man? You losing all your money or something? Anyway. All right. So China seeks to tighten rules on unfair
I think all of us are
internet
losing all our
competition.
money as of this morning.
Oh my God, this morning was rough. Sending tech shares lower. Tommy, this is all you. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, no. First and foremost, now is not the time to invest in Chinese tech. I know a few folks bought the positions into Didi because of the 30-day, 30-day criteria where we're thinking we're going to figure out what's going on. Didi has made regulatory changes. They've helped out the regulators and given them data, and they've done a bunch of different site visits to a bunch of different capitals and key corporate offices. But by and large, right now the market, it's not free fall, but it's a downward trend because no one knows how far this regulatory crunch is going to be. To the point where major investment funds are pulling out. Not pulling out, but they're just ceasing investment in Chinese tech stocks until we know what's up. I think during the newsletter we talked about hey, so there has been a movement in terms of data privacy, and then from a personal but also a national security perspective. So this is a little bit different because now we're talking anti-monopoly, regulation. So, Kenny, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So here are some of the rules. Now, this is a draft law came out. It's got 30 days, and then it basically the party allows the average person to give feedback on draft proposals. And then from there, they'll do some additional work with it, and then it usually becomes law, a couple months after that. But basically, if you think about this, think about this through a Amazon lens, right? So understand, hey, you're not allowed to falsify data. You can't, make up fake reviews for products. So that's probably pretty good for the average consumer, right? But then you look to another thing, which is, operators should not use data and algorithms to collect or analyze competitors' trading information. So, that's one thing, but also there's other stuff I've read too, where it's you can't, it would be like Amazon can't understand its consumers to increase, targeted ads or, recommendations on what they should buy next. So, we're still kind of figuring out what this looks like in terms of the algorithm specifically, because I would worry about buying into Amazon if, Amazon can't target its consumers appropriately, right? That's the whole point of having data is you use data. So, we're keeping abreast of what's going on. There'll be a bunch of way smarter folks than us coming out with some thought pieces in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll have, additional information for you. But right now, I would recommend just wait and let's continue this regulatory, crackdown, see what finally occurs. Don't buy Didi until it's back on the App Store, because then that it's going to keep being a viable company. We don't know if the state government's going to need to buy shares. There's going to be a management reshuffle or a large scale fine like Alibaba had last year. So yeah, let's just take a breather, drink some water. Everything's going to be all right. We're gonna ride this wave and see what happens.
Yeah, so I want to say something smart, but before I do that, Mike's on the line. He says, "What's up, guys? Sorry, my students are bored, but I'm not." So Mike is live streaming in the school. Hey, kids, you better listen to instructor Mike over here. Best teacher ever. Hopefully they're listening. They probably got their headphones on.
I was gonna say, man, I'd be like, what? Who is this?
They're like, who's instructor Mike?
I straight up want to say some cuss words right now, but just probably shouldn't. Anyways, the thing that worries me, Tommy, is the whole kind of restructuring your AI, right? The AI takes a long time to train these models to really be efficient, right? I couldn't imagine just scrapping every kind of machine learning or AI kind of influence algorithm in Amazon. That would be hundreds of millions of dollars. So yeah, I'm pretty worried.
I mean, I'd be freaking out right now. And here's like so two thoughts on this. One, I'm gonna put on a different brain, like a storied history and a governance kind of mindset here. Like folks on Wall Street were like, no way that insert Chinese regime official would ever crack down on big business, big tech, big whatever, because like they know that they can't compete with us. But in the back of everybody's mind, you remember that the Communist Party is out for the Communist Party. So they'll do whatever it takes to stay in power. And I feel like big Wall Street wasn't thinking that, because it's like, complete opposite ends of the spectrum, what that capitalist kind of mindset they're used to. So, what do I think is going to happen? Continued regulatory pressure, continue breaking up. Most likely we'll see some state investment firms or state, companies get involved and become large shareholders. I think this is going to continue. I mean, but that also means, if Diddy doesn't get hit with a super high fine and they get back on the app stores, I'm still buying. But I definitely think like we've hit a moment where we're fundamentally changing. I think you should fundamentally change the way you see Chinese tech stocks, because the easy free money is gone, in my humble opinion.
So to your point, we did buy at 185 a very small position in Baba, not even a full tranche, but we were pretty sure that it was going to drop, so we never added, because folks were asking the whole way down, like, hey, do we add here? Do we add here? I was like, oh God, no. Like, I do think like we're going to see 170 for Baba, which is insane in terms of price to earnings valuations, but do think there might be more bleeding to come, and so just waiting and watching. In fact, if it does fall below 170,
dude, Baba can't use their algorithms to target their consumers anymore. Like, and again, we're just using Amazon because we have a Western audience. But like, it's like if Amazon could not use their algorithms to target their consumer base. Like when I'm up and I'm searching for something, and it's like, well, like here's this algorithm-led ad for something else, or like a different color or scheme or something like that. I'm like, oh, cool, that's what I want, right? But like that, if that's going away, like why would you buy Baba if Baba can no longer use the data to compete? I'm not saying that price earnings ratio isn't amazing, but like literally the Communist Party is removing out Baba's greatest strength, which is its consumer data and its ability to use that to generate revenue.
Yeah. I have a rebuttal, but we're gonna move on. No, it's a tough one. Marcus, you got any thoughts on this before we move on?
No, you guys have covered it. I was looking forward to your rebuttal of just being something along the lines of, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's generally what I was gonna say. But I'll say that for another article, because I don't want. We got so much other stuff. Kia wants a rebuttal. I know why, because he's on DD. Hit the thumbs up or the like or whatever for Tommy's new Bahama background. See, now you're right. You're matched now. Finally, gosh,
Tommy landed. He went from Nebulon 5 to the beach. There you go.
I mean, yeah, actually, that's a good point. I think the severity of the article and how I feel will dictate the background. So now that my portion of this is over, I'm just going to continue drinking and knowing things.
Well, a couple points that make me still bullish on China for a couple reasons. One, there's just a lot of pressure from deleveraging pressure and kind of straight up just GDP wash. And what I mean by that is basically, all of the spending that could have happened after the V-shaped recovery for China, because they're leading the turn. I actually think that's what ours is going to look like. I think we have a flat to a little bit positive year for our index, but then I think we're going to do the same thing. So my point is, like, right now they're going through that kind of trough. So I think even without all this, that's happening, right? So that's one. The second piece is, in terms of like how they use the data and how they collect the data and how people are kind of working with the app and stuff. There's going to be ways around it. It won't be perfect, but I can't imagine that like, well, yeah, even a 1% click-through rate change is pretty massive when you're talking about billions of dollars. So yeah, I do agree with that. But there's a couple other places that I'm looking. For instance, I do think like the electric vehicle market, like NIO, for instance, and XPeng and all those, completely don't worry about it. Like those guys, they're protected. Like they want to be. China has decided out of all industries, there's like, hey, we can lean forward into this EV thing and we can be the first to market. And so I feel like this is a situation where Samsung and like TSMC, they just said, hey, this is the thing that we're going to lead in. I think China said, hey, EVs is the thing that we're going to do. And I really think you need to be bullish on Chinese EV. You can kind of take a knee, drink water, and think about these other ones, but I really think you need to lean into Chinese EV.
I tell you what, Kenny, I'll come back from the doom and gloom, mindset. And to your right, like I would say with the amount of market share that Alibaba has, it is probably not going away. So even if the US comes after Amazon in the next year or so, I'm probably not switching just because like Amazon Prime and all that stuff. So I'll pull back and just say you're right. Market share does, I think, affect that. And yeah.
Well, I just don't know. I mean, nobody knows. Obviously, all speculation. But I'm just saying there's a bear and a bull case for each, and I just think that it's getting close. I would love to see a bigger sell-off, but let me know, Tommy, if there's going to be a bigger sell-off so I can sell one of my houses. Anyways, Charlie says, I mailed a letter to Warren Buffett stating, I'm an upcoming student trader of the stock market and would like to be gifted 5 Berkshire Hathaway shares, which if you know how much those are worth, it's even more funny. Let's see if he responds. I also emailed a bunch of emails out today, and I hope they respond as well. And I probably should just call them out here live. I emailed a bunch of CEOs of companies that we want to talk to. So hopefully they respond as well. So we're swinging for the fences, even with our measly 2,000 subscribers. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them, boys and girls. Yeah, AMD strong today, Bam. We had a YOLO trade on AMD. It wasn't as strong as I wanted to be because we closed the YOLO position out. We opened up 2 other YOLO positions. So we're short Stitch Fix right now, if you didn't know. So I talked to Angel in the chat a little bit during our live poker game, and he had some theories about Stitch Fix, and I was like, you know what? I think you're right. So I did some research, and we're short, at least for the short term.
Yamit had a question about Ford and GM and wondering if they have more downside. Wondering what you think is fair entry. For my 2 cents. I could see them dropping a little bit, but not by much more. Just because the way that pricing is, the pricing for used and new cars right now is absolutely crazy, and I don't see that changing for another month or 2. So,
yeah, the used car index is the one that tracks the prices of used car is coming down, and it's always been a good leading indicator for new cars. That said, we did chop our Ford position in the stock signals. That's our swing trading account for a little bit, and so we did not have to suffer the last 3 days of bleeding. We're really getting close to wanting to get back in here. We're going to watch it, though, because we need to see strength from, in general, automotives and cyclicals in general, right? So they're just weak in general right now. So under a lot of pressure. It has nothing to do with the specific company. So we're just going to go ahead and stay away for a little bit here. So, hey, Douglas is here. What's up, Douglas? Okay, so we got that rebuttal out of the way. So I want to tell you, Marcus, Tommy, everybody on the chat, Afghanistan is your fault. This is from Tom Nichols.
I mean, he's probably right.
Does anybody, okay, first of all, before I go into this, does anybody here know Tom Nichols in the chat? Yes or no? Tommy, you seem like the kind of guy who might be networked with Tom Nichols.
I follow Tom Nichols on Twitter.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to go in. I hope you don't love him. We're going in, boys. Here we go. It's in post-2001 America, it became fashionable to speak of war weariness, quote unquote. But citizens who are not in the military or part of the military family community did not have to endure even minor conveniences, much less shoulder the burdens such as a draft or a war tax or resource shortages. The soldiers who served overseas in the first years of major operations soon felt forgotten. Marcus, you actually served in the Afghanistan war, if I do remember correctly. Did you feel forgotten?
Yeah, I still do. 13 months of my life over there, and people didn't care then. People don't care now. It sucks, but it's better than what the Vietnam vets got when they came back. So I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I don't know. Well, I flew back from my first Iraq tour, I was in uniform. They made us do it. I don't know why. It was weird policy back then. It was like America. Uh, and I remember when I was getting off the plane, everybody was like all clapping or something because I was like the only soldier on the plane. And I was like, "Hey, keep America strong." And then I was like, "Keep the economy strong." I wasn't even. I was like, started laughing. Anyways, let's go into this. But it says America's not at war. Was a common refrain among the troops. We are at war. At the mall. America's at the mall. I don't know, man. I think I would never say that. I just think there's a lot more humility when it comes to what the troops are saying. So to be able to categorically say that all troops were kind of saying that is, I don't know, it's kind of out there. Anyways, some 70% of the public supports a pullout, and I get it. We've been at war for 20 years. The thing is, it's not the war. It's just the fact that like, can we win? Like, if there's no solution, if there's no kind of like catharsis, like, what is the damn point, right?
Well,
Anyways,
like what does it mean to win? Like those
Mhm.
conditions were never set. It was never
Right.
like, hey, once the Taliban get out and we install our own government, then we're good to go. Or, once we've got their infrastructure up and running, then we're good to go. Like, there's never an end point. It was just show up and blow shit up.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna read the whole article, but the point is, he gets really complaining in here, and he talks a lot about like politics, and it gets very very partisan. But like, he never offers kind of an explanation or offers a way forward or like how we should have done it. It just talks about just disjointed strategy, which, of course, like, I think when you think about like military strategy and political strategy, it's almost like a feature more than it is a bug. Because we do want a divided nation when it comes to like that kind of thought, like in terms of executive, judicial, legislative. Like, we want those separation of power. So yeah, it's gonna be messy. We're not gonna be able to win this type of war with the way that we fought it. So I'm generally just like, hey, I'm not gonna get into politics here really, but like, look, it's over. Like, both Republican and Democrats, both bipartisan, wanted it at some point in time in their kind of like evolution. So I think everybody's on the same page here. But I will say the way that it happened is, it was, man, like, let's be honest, like,
It's a
Mike's
show.
kid, Mike's kids be earmuffs. It's a shit show. I mean, come on, man. Like, it looks so
Absolute-
bad optically, right?
Absolute shit show.
Anyways,
Yeah.
all right. What do you guys got?
Yeah, no, it was real bad. My only consolation is hopefully all of the money that we would have spent on more MRAPs and bullets and whatnot will go towards things like new bridges and paying teachers more, that sort of thing.
Yeah, honestly, I was on the opposite spectrum. I was always a huge fan of like Bagram base and like JSOC folks just hunting folks in the middle of the night. But then arguably, I don't know, if Afghanistan's on the terrorist haven, I don't think we need to be there. So if we can hit them from, Doha or these other areas, I mean, global counterterrorism is pretty easy now.
Mhm.
Go to friendly base, set up, and then in the middle of the night, So yeah, it's a shit show, this evacuation period. But I thought President Biden brought up a good point. Like, I can't give you the will to fight. So, and if your government's so messed up that they don't pay you on time and they can't get you supplies, I don't know what army would fight after that.
Yeah. To your point, yes, that's the whole point. Like, I'm not gonna say it out loud here, but like, yeah, if you're fighting the global war in terror, or thinking about this from a national security lens, I don't think the optimal place to be is Afghanistan anymore. Think Northeast or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, without calling
Yeah.
out any names. Anyways, let's go on. I just wanted to. I just like pulled this article because I saw this guy's face, and I thought to myself, man, I would hate to be this guy explaining the SHIT show that is the Kabul evacuation. It's like, man, every generation has its Hanoi, right? Like that picture moment, right? And like, we had to have one. We hadn't had one in a while, and this was it. So, anyways, I just thought this guy's face was funny. I don't have anything against him, and I think he's right. He literally is blaming the Afghan national government, and to his credit, I think that's correct. And I think it's been a while before anybody's been able to say this out loud, but it's one of those ones where it's like that toxic girl in the room left to sleep over, so now you can talk about her. This is where we're at. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, okay, let's move on to something lighter. All right, Tommy, this is a state chart, okay, and this is for you. Where are you gonna live after you leave what you're doing right now?
I would say Texas most likely.
That's a good choice. Look at this. Yeah. You're optimal. You're optimal right here. Another couple of good states. You're also really good on taxes too. For not the kind that you're thinking. I'm thinking out loud here. North Kakalaki doing real good too.
Tennessee.
Hey, you're doing real good too, Marcus.
Yeah, Michigan rocks.
So the places that I was thinking about living are all just disaster shit shows.
Where were you trying to go?
I was thinking New York, Washington, D.C., California, or Oregon.
Oh, so you like paying a lot of taxes. That's what it sounds like. You love taxes.
Hawaii would be good too. I'm literally the purple colors are the places I want to live. So I'm screwed. Damn it!
You have terrible choices.
Yeah,
so maybe Washington is my best bet. Although Marcus says server space is really cheap in Michigan right now.
Yeah. Also, Tennessee's pretty awesome, man. Go live around Nashville. Place rocks.
That'd be tight. I'm not. Yeah. Oh man, that would be really cool.
Damn, Douglas called me out. It says worst states. Fuck.
All
right.
Worst states.
Got it. Worst states. Oh well. You know what's a nice state? Okay, if I had to pick states that weren't those states, have y'all ever been to Wisconsin? That's a beautiful state that I didn't think was going to be beautiful.
But it's so cold though. You ready to be like?
It's really not, man.
What's in
It's
Wisconsin?
Really not that bad. It's actually
What's in
really
Wisconsin? Aaron
Lacrosse.
Rodgers. Nothing else.
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Cheese.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers.
I mean,
Hitchhikers. What?
Whatever. Oh man, Charlie says Puerto Rico.
Oh,
It's not
Puerto
a bad, man.
Rico.
Yeah, that is pretty cheap though.
yeah, but then you gotta worry about hurricanes. And if there's a Republican administration, good luck and help.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Good luck with that, kiddo.
Yeah. Alaska.
good luck receiving any aid.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, hey, I'm just calling out. Oh, wow, Florida is good. Wow,
Florida's
not
good
bad.
for what? Getting eaten?
Like, you're paying for the weather, man. Oh, you're paying for the hurricanes too, though. I guess that's what.
You're paying for the
sorts it out.
Gators
Yeah, I mean, you kind
and
of.
spring break and the old people.
Why are you so bearish on Florida right now?
Yeah. What? Yeah. That's
What?
amazing.
Come on.
Are you
don't
serious right now?
Yeah.
Florida is like it's the Wild West, man. There's no rules down there. It's basically an entire state of
It says no
Las
state
Vegas.
tax. What do you got to say about that?
Huh?
Say something. Yemen said no state tax. Say something.
What?
I mean,
State
yeah,
taxes.
No state tax.
I'm just saying I don't want to live there. Taxes are even. I would pay taxes to not live there.
Okay.
I would agree with that. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
It's so hot
We'll move on.
all the time. I couldn't
Hey.
do it.
Did y'all hear what Mark Cuban had to say about Dogecoin?
No.
Yes, I sent you this. I sent you this.
you this.
I was like, hey guys, check.
I
this.
don't think you sent me this. But
Oh
anyway.
my god! You check the Slack chat. You see,
I
you
don't
guys
remember.
listen
I
to
don't
me.
remember.
Like, hey,
I don't
what's
remember
this?
you sending
Tommy
this to me.
Daniel is fucking.
Hey, Marcus, can we mute him?
Yeah, I got
mute
it.
him. All right. What are your thoughts? I'll let you guys take this one over.
Yeah, Tommy, you go ahead. I haven't even read it.
Yeah. All right. So that was actually someone at my door. So I'll make this quick. But yeah, crypto is crypto. Is all I'll say about that. But if Elon Musk says something, I usually pay attention because I know a lot of people pay attention to that. And then you got like Mark Cuban as well. So that's why I was like, hey guys, check these 2 screenshots out. You're welcome. I found them. And then once again, classic. Just ignore Tommy.
Okay, so yeah, that is classic. That's more classic for our other company that actually makes money. So spend it or hold it, right? Those are the two. or hodl it. Those are like the two things. But I would suggest that like no, I don't believe in that. Like I do think that like complexity is what makes it cheap. Like if you can't understand it and I can, then I'm gonna have it cheaper for longer and be able to buy it at a cheaper cost basis. So this is just a continuation of the same thing, but Dogecoin rallies after Elon Musk agrees with Mark Cuban. And so the one thing I want to talk about though when it comes to crypto in general is apparently there is a bunch of crypto that's working on so okay, so you've played MMOs before, Marcus, so this is gonna hit home for you, right? So let's think about this, right? So like there was a time when World of Warcraft gold was worth like real money. Like there was people with literal farms in China, right? And selling it online, right? And probably still is.
They still
It's
do.
probably worth something. Yeah, it's probably still worth something. But there was never like a way to say, it was all on the Blizzard server, right? So imagine a cryptocurrency or an NFT, for instance, that says, okay, I sold you this ridiculous sword for $1,000 in real life, or this house or whatever like that. That's like actually real estate. Now, instead of like putting it to the company and saying, oh, now the company owns it, you could have like a decentralized platform where in aggregate, everybody knows that, hey, this is not like an official Blizzard platform, but because he has this NFT, he literally owns that sword or something, right?
Okay.
So anyways, my point is like there are some folks in the crypto space that are working towards that kind of stuff. And I think those are the things that I'm starting to be more bullish on and more interested, because you generally like in the metaverse, for instance, like I'm thinking metaverse here. That's why I'm so bullish on Roblox, but I don't know that Roblox is the perfect vehicle anymore, is what I'm getting at here. I think crypto might be, especially if these guys get off their feet. And I'll kind of present that in a later episode because I'm still doing my research, but I've found a couple companies that are really working towards this thing. And if you do that, your whole argument for like, what are people going to do for work completely fucking changes, because you're literally going to have a bartender in a virtual space making real money, right? And so like now you've opened up like what labor looks like. So I don't know. I know it's way out there, but that's what I'm really interested in. So thoughts on that?
Well, you kind of lost me with what you were saying, but as far as the article goes, like I think this is just an exercise in how much influence two guys can have on the economy. Like that's all I think. Like I think they're just messing around, having a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think they have any kind of business underpinnings or any kind of fundamental sound. I don't know. Anything of that nature. I think they're just like messing around, seeing what they can do with it.
Yeah, that's a thumbs down. This is what I think of this article.
What are you drawing over there? Because like
That's a thumbs down. That's a thumbs down. This is a hand. This is a hand.
You sicko.
This is a hand. That's thumbs down. Anyways, here we go. Hey, some highlights.
Moving along.
Some highlights. Morgan Stanley says T-Mobile is still a top pick. 5G. What do you think about that one?
Did we ever figure out if they like had that massive like 100 million person data breach? Was that like I saw something, but then I never saw anything else. So I guess it was or wasn't.
Last I checked, it was.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. Data breaches don't matter nowadays. Actually, I found I've always known of this, but one of the things that we're going to start putting into our score is if you're a tech company and you have like a low security or like cybersecurity score, we're going to start gigging you for that at Redcliffe Research. So buyer beware. We figured out a way to represent that in our scoring. So it doesn't always work when it's not tech, but if you are considering yourself a tech company, like for instance, T-Mobile, I will definitely hold that against them. But Morgan Stanley does reiterate a top pick for T-Mobile. I'm not in the T-Mobile trade. Are any of you guys in the T-Mobile trade?
I'm not, but I think it's surprising that they're leading the race from 5G. Like I figured that would have been Verizon or what. I mean, I guess when they say lead the race, like is that coverage? Is that quality? Is what is that? Download speeds? I don't know, but I do know that my friends and family who have T-Mobile don't like it very much because they get like call drops and the coverage isn't as great as it could be. So anyway, I just think it's really interesting that Morgan Stanley is calling them out like positively for this.
I have T-Mobile, Marcus.
Oh.
You get free Netflix.
See, Tommy, that's why he never gets your texts.
I was gonna say I was thinking you were ignoring me, but now I know.
No, it's pretty freaking good because I didn't switch it over when I came to Germany. Because most people switch it over and get a German line, but like it's been good enough where I didn't need to. So
No, I gotcha.
that's pretty good, and they didn't charge me any extra. So
Wait, Yamit, what did you switch from and to? Who did you not like?
oh no, don't bring the chat into here.
No, I'm bringing the chat
mute
in.
Tommy before he gets a chance to say something. Quick. I can't find my mouse. Oh,
Yeah.
here I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
No, but you know what we should do is like how to who's gonna be the winners and losers of 5G? Because realistically, when you think of like Internet of Things, like AI,
I love it, Tommy. You on that or what?
not it.
Yep.
Can I
Sounds
do
good.
it to Marcus? Like,
No.
Everybody heard
Oh, look who it is.
I don't remember what you guys are talking about.
Dear
here, guys.
Kenny, thank you for volunteering.
You're coming in broken and unclear, unreadable. Hey, Wedbush reiterates Apple to outperform. So I'm Apple bullish. We took an Apple trade. We got like 36% in one day. So we're like, hey, we're out. The thing is, like, even though I'm really bullish on this, I just don't know who these guys are. So I can't vouch for them.
Yeah, I was
I've
like, who
never
is
heard
this?
these guys.
Is this somebody that you know that I don't?
Nah, I just think that CNBC decided to throw this in the mix. Like this is their big basket of top.
It's
funds
one of the
reiterating
nation's leading
stuff.
wealth management, brokerage, and advisory firms.
Yeah, we're one of the nation's leading stock market YouTube channels. Sure, whatever. I can say that too. What's leading mean? All right, we're
There
leading.
you go.
Okay, Goldman Sachs reiterates Tesla is a buy. This is an interesting one because I want to talk about Tesla. What do y'all think?
About what? Oh, sorry,
Tesla.
real quick. Yamit says that
AI Day.
they've got Mint Mobile now because they couldn't stand T-Mobile. So
Never heard of that. Hey,
so there's that.
Tesla's AI Day coming up later this week too. What do you guys think? Catalyst? No catalyst. What do you think?
I'm actually super excited about it. Like, I mean, when you think about like AI on the edge, right? So, AI is usually done at a processing center with a lot of like, compute power, whatever. But like Tesla's like, no, like in order to make self-driving cars, we got to do AI at the edge, and they built like stuff to actually make that happen, chips to actually make that happen.
I feel like you're trying to get a job at Tesla. Stop. Mute him. Marcus, mute him now.
Yeah. I'm serious though. Like,
Yeah.
anytime Tesla wants to talk about AI, I actually pay attention because I think a lot of people do as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's, I'm interested to see what they got to say.
No. So did you watch the tech demo? Not tech demo. What do they call it? Basically, Google did the same thing. That was actually really, really useful, really, really helpful. I had no idea they were that far in some of the things that they were doing. For instance, quantum computing. And so
Everything Google puts up on like AI, machine learning, and like deep learning stuff like that, like it's
solid.
scary.
Like even their basic shit is so solid. Anyways, this is the Tesla chart. This is the DeMark indicator. I'm just trying to show you that we're in no man's land. Nobody knows what the hell's going on with Tesla. DeMark can't make heads or tails of it. I've tried it on every time frame. I've tried looking at this chart too, like in aggregate against other charts. Like Tesla chart doesn't make any sense to me. This consolidation range is really interesting to me, but I mean, if I'm drawing a channel, like this is absolutely the channel. And it's doing the healthiest thing that I could imagine that it was going to do, which is trade in this channel. So because of that, I'm starting to be more bullish on Tesla. I don't know, I've been kind of bearish on Tesla. We did call 550 or 537 and hit 540. So, I mean, maybe we've kind of passed that, and so we'll see, but it's kind of dropping right now, and that's because of the everybody knows there's a ton of news. There's a lot of auditing going on, and that's going to last probably for about a year, just auditing their AI system. So we'll see what happens, but the price of the stock, I'm still not a buyer until we're down here at 550. I don't know, Marcus, do you have this in your portfolio?
No, I don't. It's always been too volatile for me, and especially with the way that the market is trending right now, it's poised to get even more volatile. So, I don't mess with it.
Yeah, and like for me, the way that I trade, this price is literally in no man's land. So, don't know which way it's going to break. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. We saw a Barclays article that was really smartly written, very well done, looking at surplus of like alpha of 45% plus, meaning it beats the market by 45% plus the strategy. And basically, this is one of those ones that you probably could use it on because you have a consolidation range here. Essentially, the white paper or the how to take money from the YOLOs paper was essentially saying you need to be long volatility. So right here, there's what you would call like, IV crush, post earnings and all this other stuff. But the idea is, when you're in a range that's consolidating, very low volatility, you want to bet against volatility. So the bet is that the stock doesn't stay still, that it's going to either spike past this or spike past this. So you lose money if you're in here and you gain money when you're out here. And that's indeed like right now what's happening. And so that's why, if you have noticed for us in these the signals channels and stuff, we have been doing different strategies called like the all-time high strategy. We've been developing ways to get out of this market chop, but this is absolutely chop and we don't want to play in market chop. So again, just the Tesla chart. Oh, the reason why I'm bringing up this Tesla chart is if you're in the chat, you're in on this joke. It's printed what I call the London Bridge pattern. Right here, and that just means it doesn't know what the hell it's going to do. But the last time anybody printed that London Bridge, it went down. Here's a cool thing though: the 50, the 100, 200 simple moving average are all converging. So you're either going to see a very sharp bounce here or to the downside. So this is why I think Barclays' article is really, really, really good, and their back testing supports this, at least for the last couple months. That you want to just be long volatility on kind of stocks like this. Also, so this is Wall Street Bets mentions, and this is by sector, right? And so you can see here EV is going up. Here's my thought on this: you want to be short EVs right now. Because right now everybody in Wall Street Bets, this is starting to become a contrarian indicator really quick, really fast, because these guys don't there's no shame. They're not like trying to hide their positions. They're not trying to kind of spoof the algos. They're literally saying that my money is fully deployed in EVs, which means what? They don't have any more money to put into EVs, right? And so the idea here is one of the strategies we've been coming up with when it comes to like the Wall Street Bet sentiment trade is, using it as a contrarian indicator. So like if anything, this industry right here is the one that I want to get on board with, which is betting, which is GMBL, DraftKings and all that, right? Penn Gaming, EVs, done, boys and girls. All the retail money is in. Here's the thing. Here's the gap. If there is a stock with high retail ownership, those are the ones that you want to short. And if there's stocks with high institutional ownerships, you can kind of ignore this, which is kind of fine. So,
yeah. Also, just for perspective, this is the number of mentions over a 2-day period. So, if we zoom out even more, you'll almost certainly see that same pattern. So, yeah. If you start getting into EVs now, you're going to start hitting that what's it called? It's not the laggard phase, but it's like the
diminishing returns.
Yeah. You'll have missed the boat, I guess is the point.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And like I said, because of this, if you would have seen some price action in the EVs or that second wave kind of take off, then I would say, okay, they still have pricing power. But at this point, I am relatively sure, at least based on our statistical significance and the way that we plot these charts, that Wall Street Bets has no power over the EV market. That said, I do think that betting is about to take off. So interested in looking at that. And I also think that the epicenter stocks / cyclical stocks are going to be really powerful. To Bem's point, short EV, long energy.
Yeah. Also cannabis, very good play in my mind.
We need to do more research on that, but yeah, I am starting to get bullish on cannabis. I just don't know enough about it, but I'm going to start doing some research. And I think Tommy said that he was going to do something.
What? Oh, Marcus.
No, I want to. I was hoping it would. This is my preferred outcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think too there's like a national political change on cannabis. So yeah, like I definitely think what's up?
No, I think it's just a sentiment, right? Like across America, I think people just generally don't think it's
You know, we just ended a conflict. Now it's time for everybody to kind of chill, smoke a doobie. Is
Hell
how
yeah.
I would imagine like America's feeling right now. So yeah.
Well, I mean, in
Still-
18 states now, you can use weed totally recreationally. You know, just go down. I mean, here in Michigan, like we went to the flower store to get some flowers for my wife, and they were selling gummies at the countertop. You know, just as like a just like you would for a pack of gums or a pack of cigarettes.
Wow. Is it legal in Michigan then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Michigan's sounding better and better every
Yeah, no, Michigan.
This place
their
rocks.
space is cheap. Can we get a cheap warehouse right now that we can film in?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go buy one on the way to the grocery store.
Yeah. We'll set it up so like the camera actually faces Tommy. That would be tight.
Yeah.
You know, I again, it's always a camera thing. You gotta look at the camera. The camera can't face your knuckles.
Yeah. It's so hard. It's so hard, this Red Cliff life,
Man,
man.
this is the worst.
The worst company to work for. So this is IYT, which are the transports. So most technicians are using this this line coming off these two tops right here. Okay, so background change for Tommy. Anyways, the idea here is it's broken trend and come out of this this little channel, and so you know a lot of folks, a lot of the technicians are going long here. We were calling for a bounce over the 200, and it never quite touched. So I didn't. We got in a little bit late because we were looking for a bounce over the 200. That said, I'm not positive about this. We are in this trade. We have a very, very, very small baby position. I'm not as positive as I was. I wanted to see more strength coming out of here, but in general, the market is pretty weak. So that's just the way it's going to be for now. But I want to show you, you know, as a thought experiment, as a kind of teaching point right now, how else you could look at it. And so, you know, this is us using our methodology, and our methodology indeed actually would have called this buy here, and again, so we weren't using that. We were looking at others. We were thinking about how the trade would set up. So, you know, if we took our version of this, you know, we would have had this horizontal channel, and it would have been correct. That said, we did just wait anyways, because even up the bounce off this channel, now we're over the 9 SMA, which is this line right here, which is our trading line, and so now we're pretty happy with that. And you can see here it rejects, it goes down past it, but then it rejects back up. So it has found support on the 9 simple moving average. So still bullish on this chart right now, but one more chart that makes me a little bit less bullish. This is us drawing the mean reversion and the regression channel. So if you think about this, if you know anything about data, let me just explain this to you. This is 2 standard deviations, and this is 2 standard deviations where it's like 5%. So it's only a 5% chance for it to be above this, and a 5% chance for it to be below this. And as you can see, it's just breaking it. What you want is a very strong break. That way you know that like you're so high in the percentile that it's definitely a trend, right? But because we rejected off of that a little bit, it's a little bit scary. But the thing is, most of these charts are in no man land, so I mean, this is par for the course right now for the stock market. And finally, if you want to look at the weekly chart when it comes to the DeMark has been pretty good. I printed this 13 top showing extreme exhaustion, and then the down, and it's showing a 9 buy here, which is why we kind of confirmed our signal off of the DeMark 2. And Tommy is very constructive on transports. He thinks that for the next couple years, we're going to be quite good. And I tend to agree with him as well. So what do you think about this chart, you guys?
Well, first I just want to say, hey, Jordan, welcome. Better late than never, man. I'm happy to have you. Second, yeah, I'm with Tommy as far as being really bullish on transportation. To me, it's only going to go up for at least another year or two. So, yeah, I'm confident in that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't like freight costs like hit an all-time high or something like that like a week ago or something?
Yeah, like 400%.
Yeah.
It was so bad that the Corsair earning call mentioned it like 6 times. That's how bad it was.
I mean, folks are gonna mention this till mid 2022. Like literally, it is a supply and demand issue and a container issue. As we've written about. So yeah, it's just it is what it is. Earliest I would say 2022, mid 2022, things might slow down.
I just realized Tommy's background is animated.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
tight.
He's back in school.
We might have to have a Cold War. See, the problem, you know what? I think my Cold War is going to work better because I can actually green screen up in this Joker.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. All
Oh.
right.
But where are your shoulders, though, bro? Like
Tommy has
okay.
become the
He's
picture.
in the, he's
He
in the
is the
club.
background.
I'm in, baby.
And then finally, if you're wondering who won the second Red Cliff Research poker game, it was me. Look at this. This 4 of a kind.
Wow.
Everybody's all in on the turn. Angel came in hard with the full house.
Yeah.
2 kings, 2 5s. Kevin, he was calling it out. He was like, "Hey, I got 2 kings." I was like, "That's cute. I'm all in." But I didn't have the 5 yet, so actually he was ahead. Yeah. Get the 5 on the turn, and I win all the money, guys. Not money, but points. Points is what we're playing for. Anyways, hey, the next poker game, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it for funsies again. Once a month we do this just to come put names to faces. But what we'll do a bunch of points. If you get a certain amount of points, you get free merch or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. But feel pretty good about this. Hey,
Oh, free
what do y'all
merch.
think about my 2-0 record right now? Like literally won all the money both times.
Yeah. It's a fluke and it's not going to happen. Not going to happen again.
Absolute, like in some sort of weird luck that usually
Yeah.
never happens and will not.
No, I'm literally good at poker. Like
No, but
like
no. You said you went all in wherein there
Yeah.
was only 3 cards down. So there's literally no way you would have known that a 5 was going to come on the turn or the river. You had nothing in your hand. You had 3 5s. And maybe you were praying for a jack or another 5.
Wait, 3 5s is nothing. Hold on, we can clearly Marcus doesn't know how to play poker. There's only another 5 in the deck, bro.
Classic Kenny, no real talents, just fucking winging it.
Yeah. But you know what? I will say I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's for sure. I keep telling everybody that too. Jordan says the mark indicator says I peaked on my poker
Yeah,
game.
exactly. Yeah, Jordan's all over it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, no, that was a great show. We made it again to the end, boys and girls. So just before we part here, just some parting thoughts. What are you thinking about in the markets? What are you thinking about for buys? What are you thinking about for just overall in general, where this kind of this market is going? Like, do you think, like for instance, do you think the Fed is going to come down and be hawkish pretty soon here? I'll go first. This is what I think. I think we are going to continue to chop for a while, and so I am very, very hesitant to deploy any money right now. All the money I'm deploying is on very specific things, and if I'm betting that the market goes down for a little bit, but I don't think it stays down for very long. So that's my parting gift. Where you at, Tommy?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just thinking, DD. As soon as these like new rules come out or whatever punishment is, I definitely think it's lost 40% of its IPO value, and I think there's a lot of growth there. It's got 90% of market share. So I'm, like I said, just waiting that bad boy out to figure out if they get the apps back, and 2, if they can start getting customers again. But that's that I'm waiting on it.
DD. I'm wondering, Tommy, is this a short? Is DD a short here?
I think we might have missed that one.
We've lost 40% of value. Looking like a double bottom. Peeled here. It's looking like it's fighting towards a double bottom. This might be a short. How much can we get here if we could look for this double bottom? So risk the reward, 15%.
The only thing I would say, Kenny, is like if they're not allowed to go back on the App Store, like if you can't get new clients, like that's the reason why I'm not saying like get in now.
No, I'm saying to short it, to go against the trade.
Gotcha.
Like from here, because we have strength here. I'm pretty interested. I have to check the DeMark. Let me check the DeMark. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe now it looks like a short. I still think that 90% of market share in the world's largest digital economy, long-term buy, long-term growth prospects. But that's just if China calms down a little bit and lets them come back on the App Store.
I hear you. No, I do think it could be a long, but I still think if the regulation is getting tight and we haven't got any clarity, that opaqueness is usually a good reason to pick up some short positions, especially when it's a little bit. I mean, I want to shorten to strength, and I see some strength here. So, Marcus, what do you think, man? What are you leaning into?
I think that we need at least another week or two to understand what the government's going to do about it. But my gut feeling is that they're basically going to scrap it for parts. They're just going to cannibalize it and take all the stuff that that they can, and put it towards whatever they can use to make the Chinese government stronger and more effective, at the expense of the companies, because I don't think they care at all about the companies. Yeah, it's very successful now, but guess what? They'll just make another one later. I don't see any kind of I don't know what you want to call it, brand loyalty, I guess, to Baba, or anyone for that matter, because what matters to China is the party. And if there's anything that'll threaten it, even if it's something like a successful business enterprise, it's going to get squashed.
Yeah, but what are the alternatives to, like, for instance, Baba? I mean, there's a couple, obviously, like JD and stuff, but like for a retail, I mean, and those guys are getting hit too. So yeah, it's just.
What
it's
about
just,
WeChat? I don't think WeChat is publicly traded, but it's definitely run over there, and it's run very much the same way that our Amazon app is here in the U.S., where you can just click something and buy it and it shows up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, the DeMark is definitely not giving us a signal to. This is a buy signal, definitely not a sell signal for sure. So yeah, I don't really want to go short here. All right. Well, anyways, that's kind of what I was looking at. What about everything else? Oh wait, before we leave, OIH. Everybody's gonna ask about OIH. What about OIH? It is breaking down. It is breaking down badly. But I'm still very constructive on OIH, and that's because nothing has changed in terms of the macro thesis. And when it comes to the macro thesis, it literally just needs time to work itself out. The charts aren't looking good, and it's looking really nasty. But I mean, if I'm drawing support here, this is the line for support. We're literally at 175. This is one of those ones where if you have deployable capital, this is a great time to buy a bunch and go to sleep. Like, OIH is going to work itself out. There's no way. We're on the bottom. Like, we're on the bottom of a massive trend from years on gone by. So there's really only upside. It's just when, right? So it's just when the consumer sees, I don't know, what's gas nowadays over there. I'm in liters over here. What do you guys got for gallon?
I think it was like somewhere between 290 and like 3. Yeah.
So that's acceptable. When you see $4 a gallon gas, see you later. You know what I mean? Like that's I mean, and even if that doesn't happen, what's going on underneath the hood is going to make these companies worth more, because it's one of those ones where it's like you're the last vendor. You're like, for instance, okay, here's one that's kind of interesting, like Booz Allen, right? Booz Allen had that kind of sell off, and I really believe that's because of our pullout in Afghanistan. We bought, and it's showing a lot of strength right now. So this is just, yeah. I will say though, like, if from a technical level, you can probably wait here. I wouldn't get long here just yet, because I've been nibbling on these dips, but that's me. I couldn't like really tell anybody else to nibble on these dips, because we've obviously had a massive correction and the trend is definitely going down this way. But I mean, this is the doublest bottom of the double bottoms, and this is clear support here at 175. If it fails through here, then yeah, it could go down. But I mean, in terms of where it's going to go, again, you have to zoom out and you have to take a look at like the weekly, right? And if you take a look at the weekly and look at where we're at, like, in the overall scheme of things, like, I mean, I don't expect it ever to go up here where we're $1,500 trading OIH. But I mean, even with a move like this is like 400% move, boys and girls. It's ridiculous. So we're not asking for much, and I think we get it. But the thing is, it's just out of favor. So that's actually what you want, because sentiment can change really quick, and that's why we're kind of in the for instance, the URG trade, right? That's a trade that's very out of favor, but will pay off. So, anyways, $4.50 in Colorado. Jeez, Brian. Oh my god.
Oh man, Douglas has it right though. Michigan is the best state.
Hmm.
All right,
Got that
guys.
right.
Hey, I got to head out early today. As always, Marcus, it's good to see you. Kenny,
Yeah, man.
All right, get out of here.
Be
Mute him.
easy,
Mute him,
Tommy.
Marcus, on the way out. Don't let him say anything.
Bye, Tommy.
All right.
Bye,
yeah,
everybody.
Marcus. Hey, Marcus, go ahead and just take us out, bro.
Okay. Yeah, hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and for sticking around past your bedtime, so to speak. Really appreciate your support. If you want to join the community, if you're not already a member, please check out our Patreon. We'll get you access to the Slack chat where we send out stock pricing and tips and trades that we're taking, and just engage with a community of like-minded individuals. Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.